Once you develop a love for the lighted Christmas balls, there's no known cure. I'm Jonathan Smith, and this is Greensboro, North Carolina, at the corner of Madison Avenue and Ridgeway Drive. Well, our family has always been into fun. Play is a big part. Our daughter, our oldest, went to the School of Design at North Carolina State. She saw something that looked like this down low in a tree over in Raleigh. Came home and said, "Daddy, we have got to make these lighted Christmas balls." And so we hightailed it down to Holiday Hardware on Spring Garden Street and got some chicken wire, brought them home, formed them, covered them with one strand of lights, plugged it into an extension cord, took it out and flung it over the lowest limb, and came inside, and she said, "Look, Daddy, a car is slowing down," to look at it. We were pretty excited about it, and very traditional neighborhood, white lights, that kind of thing. So we made another one, took it out, plugged them together, came inside, and Allison said, "Look, Daddy, another car slowing down." And so we went out, we made a third one. Then our neighbor across the street said, "Hey, those look really great, I'd like to make them." And our neighbor next door said, "Hey, those are really great." And so you kind of had these two houses, the one next door, and then Daryl down on the corner. And so we had four of us into it. And I guess for the first couple of years, it was probably just the four houses. And then little by little, people would say, "Hey, how do you make those?" We had recently built a potato gun that year on spring break, and Justin said, "The balls need to be bigger and they need to be higher." So he had the vision to make them bigger and higher, and so we stuffed a lemon that we'd skewered a string through the navel down in a potato gun and sent a line, a string, up over the tallest branch, and pretty soon you would hear boom, 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 and it just was so much fun. But the one thing you will not see is a cherry picker. The mechanical, the hoist, the lift, that kind of stuff, it just doesn't happen. And I think it's because this is play, it's not work. The neighborhood had a party in October, shut down the street, cooked chili and hot dogs and hamburgers, and neighbors just gathering around, having a beer, a glass of wine. Somebody said, "We need to when are we going to make the lighted balls?" I said, "Well, it's always the Sunday after Thanksgiving, rain or shine." A couple of neighbors said, "Well, we really ought to, as many cars come through, we really ought to have a fundraiser or do something, collect money or this, that." And we talked about those ideas, but it just didn't seem to really get traction. And then one neighbor said, "Well, why don't we just have people bring canned goods to the workshop?" And we thought, that's awesome. And so, we parked the little trailer out by the driveway. I have a friend who's a sign maker. He made banners for the trailer, put a banner over the street. We had the street closed. And, people would come and they'd bring 2 cans of this and 5 of that and 1 of this. And at the end of the day, we took 527 pounds of food down to Urban Ministry. And then someone else said, "Well, why don't we just leave the trailer up all month?" We thought, wow. So, it can get kind of a lot of traffic out there. So we moved the trailer into the front yard, had the colorful Christmas lights on it, left the banners on there, and cars would stop. And that's how the food drive started. And I mean, this is a recession. that we're in. I mean, everybody is affected. Either they have been affected, or they are affected, or they will be affected. At this level, at the pedestrian level, people are giving. I was out there, I think it was Monday, and there was a tin of corned beef that, you know, that had the key that you unwind, the kind of stuff you can eat out in the field. And there was a stick of saltine crackers that had been opened and had been eaten. And then the bag had been scrabbled back up. And then there was a can of Beanie Weenies in it. And my first reaction was, I mean, somebody's just cleaning out their pantry and throwing all their out-of-date stuff. And then I thought about it, and I thought, this is somebody's lunch for tomorrow. The corned beef, tin of corned beef, and the saltine crackers. That was going to be somebody's lunch tomorrow out in the field, and they gave that. And that really, that was profound. You know, I got a note last night. People are starting to leave notes. Dear neighbor, I thank you guys for providing such an outstanding outlet to collect food. That's what it's all about. A very good friend, he has pancreatic cancer. He's had it for 2 years. 2 years with pancreatic cancer is an eternity. 6 weeks, 90 days, 6 months. Has a 5% remission rate. That's not very good. The deadliest of all. So David has been to MD Anderson. He's been to the Regional Cancer Center. And he was there the other day, and he said, you wouldn't believe the chatter up there. 400 people a day go through the Regional Cancer Center that's 1/2 mile from here. You know where they go when they leave there? They come right down Ridgeway Drive. I've heard many of them will wait until later in the day for their treatment so they can come by. 3 of us went to a little home in northwest Greensboro, and the mom in that home has been battling cancer since 2006. She might not make it for another 24 hours. And she's enjoyed the glow of the lighted balls. We went up and met her. We showed her our fingers, our hands. You know, they're all cut and scratched from making hundreds of these things. And she can't talk. She's got a feeding tube and a breathing tube. And just to communicate, you know, you could see the glow of the lighted Christmas balls reflected in her eyes. And just to know that, you know, for that family, the lighted balls will always be something special when a mom's gone. And they stay on day and night, which is why ours stay on day and night in her honor. You can go to lightedchristmasballs.blogspot.com, and one of the very first things you'll see is a hand drawing of a lighted Christmas ball that says, you know, want to make one, here's instructions, click there, it opens up in an Adobe document, you can print it off and share it with your friends. So they're pretty easy to make. I think one of the coolest things we get to do in life is to share our friends with other friends, to give friends away. And the lighted balls are just a prop that enables us to do that.